Hello, my friends. Today I wanted to talk about the UFOs. A lot of people talking about UFOs. TikTok is full of it right now. It's the thread that unravels the sweater. It connects everything. Let's talk about why it's such a big deal, why it's a big event, all this stuff that's happening right now. Well, because it connects everything. You talk about technology, the technology they've been suppressing and keeping from us, free energy for how many years? Many years. Travel, and any technology you can imagine, the military and the government have. Teleportation, light travel, instant communication, whatever it is, free energy, they have it. They already have it, and they've been purposely keeping it from us. So this is another reason why this is such a big deal, besides being revealed that obviously there is many other species of beings in contact with us and living on planet Earth, and some of which have been controlling humanity for a long time. Many people are learning about the Anunnaki, about how they came about 450,000 years ago, and they actually genetically modified the existing humans species here to make us. And so we are still under their control. We're still living in a type of prison society, which they use TV to program us and to control us and to keep our energy and our consciousness down so they can feed off of it. We have the reptilians. I watched a crazy video, guys, about this engineer who worked on the moon. This is really interesting. This engineer, I think, who worked on the moon landing, was talking about how when they got to the moon, there was reptilians there waiting for them, hundreds of them just waiting on the moon, and they had like 7 giant ships and they were flipping them off or something. This is crazy. This guy is talking about this. What's interesting also is my dad was saying how there's missing communication. There's big chunks of missing communication from the moon landing, probably because they didn't want you to see or hear what was actually going on, right? And my theory is a lot of people think the moon landing was fake. Well, I think they have a fake version or edited version, because think about it, if there was a bunch of reptilians and ships on the moon, which there are because the moon is actually a space station, an observatory, right? Then they're not going to want to show us that, and they're not going to want to reveal that. So obviously they're going to have a fake version, right? And there's so much going on in space right now and on the moon and all that stuff that they don't want any, they're trying to suppress it. So this is a big deal. This disclosure thing, the Miami Mall thing, everything's blowing up at the same time, and we're going to see some very large events happening very soon. By the end of the year, we could just be hanging out with all kinds of different species. The question is, we have the negative species trying to control humanity from the Orion group. We have probably the reptilians, who have been, a lot of them live underground, and probably some of them on the moon, and they're shapeshifters, so they can look like humans as well. I saw people going through accounts of witnessing rituals where they shapeshifted in 2 feet taller into these giant reptilian beings. That's crazy. And even in ancient texts, they describe and describe these type of beings and all these encounters and stuff. So. And the ancient history is a great thing too. I mean, we talk about the book of Enoch. A lot of people are talking about that. If you're going to take one book out of the Bible, you're going to take out the book of Enoch. It's crazy. I read it a few years ago. It's wild. It's a lot to take in. The book of Enoch. It talks about giants. It talks about these, the fallen angels, or whatever you want to call them, coming down. And these dudes had penises the size of horse penises. And this says this in the book of Enoch. And they were like chiseled. They were super good looking, and they came down and took the wives of humans, took them, and gave them children. And then we had the giants and the flood and all that. And Enoch was coming up to space and saw Earth from below. It's a pretty wild book, and that predates a lot of the scriptures. So a lot of stuff's coming together. A lot of stuff's coming out. People are learning about the origin of humans and Atlantis and Anunnaki. It's interesting times to be alive, guys. We could let's just hope that we have the benevolent beings working with us and ready to assist us when it becomes a time when the reptilians can't hide anymore, right? And all these negative entities controlling us, it's everything's going to collapse. Hollywood's gonna collapse, right? It's only a matter of time. It's because people are gonna see it for what it is. It's just a big controlling mechanism. The NFL could collapse. A lot of people are showing videos. I don't really watch the NFL. My wife does, of how the NFL is rigged. I mean, for someone like me, this has been obvious for a very long time. You cannot have something with that big of a power structure and that big of a financial responsibility not being controlled. That's not how it works. Of course it's rigged. Of course they're going to control it however they want to control it, and it's also one of the biggest distracting factors, right? What is entertainment? Entertainment is just a way to distract us and to keep our vibration and energy's consciousness down, because it's distracting us from doing the real work of going within ourselves and raising our vibration. You're not doing something that's raising your vibration if you're doing something that's lowering your vibration, right? You can't do both at the same time. You can try, but nothing's really going to happen. You can't be watching endless TV and movies and sports and meditating. I mean, you could try. It might be kind of hard. So we have all these controlling factors, right? Because we're dealing with this prison society we live in, this energetic prison society. But we're going to break free. We're very close to breaking free. We're at a very poignant turning point in humanity, where all this information, the truth about our history, the history of Earth, the history of the civilizations on Earth, and the truth about the controlling entities of our governments and our people, you know what I mean? We are very close to possibly bursting through this plateau that has held us down, this negative, evil, whatever you want to call it, plateau of beings and energies and entities. And we can have the ability, we can harness the abilities and the technologies to make planet Earth a complete utopia for everyone, all beings, including other beings who come to work with us, right? Because the human species, as I saw in another video, is not the first species the Anunnaki have kind of tinkered with and engineered to help their evolution, to help them, become. So it's going to get real exciting. Buckle your seatbelts. It could be the next few months, this next year for sure is going to be probably the most insane year in history of any of our living history of the planet, because of what's going to happen. You have the cabal in a death rattle as Trump just destroys the primaries, and they're trying desperately to stop him, because if Trump and the American First people become in complete power, then the cabal is going to fall completely, and they're going to lose their power structure is going to collapse. And that's what's happening right now. So they're gonna pull all the stops. You better believe there's gonna be some crazy stuff going on that to try to distract and divide and all this stuff. So buckle up, try to stay centered. You know what I mean? Remember, everything's happening in divine timing. A lot of stuff's gonna be exposed. A lot of stuff's gonna blow people's minds. But try to just observe it. You know, this is something that's gonna happen. We can bring humanity into a golden age, another golden age, because there was previous golden ages. Where there's health and abundance and prosperity and well-being and a unity for all, where we're not just slaves. We're not just slaves working these meaningless jobs to create these plastic, create and deliver and sell these plastic trinkets and this nonsense and you know what I mean? That's what most people are doing, and keeping our vibration low, eating the wrong foods for the human species. Remember, the key to raising our vibration is starting with the chemistry we're ingesting, because we're living in a physical reality that involves chemistry. So we want to take in the chemistry that is alkaline. We want the fruits, berries, melons, and the raw vegetables. That's going to help raise our consciousness. That's going to help us calm our minds in this time of chaos. Because remember, chaos begets chaos. So if you're taking in too much and it's too much, take a step back, take a break. It'll all still be there. You'll see, you'll see what you need to see when you need to see it. But hey, man, we could be instantly teleporting pretty soon, traveling to different planets. It could be pretty cool. So remember, guys, just stay centered. You know what I mean? Try to relax. If you need a break, take a break. There's a lot to take in. Have a great day.